I think it was Matt asked for if anybody had ever been a Scientologist.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to them. So what would you like to know about Scientology?
I don't know that there's a lot I want to know about Scientology. Did you, okay, I'll ask, did you get to the point where did you hear much about Xenu while you were in Scientology?
No, that was something that they kept away from the rank and file.
Okay,
I gave up
how high up did you get?
About 40 years ago. So any other religion that's not Abrahamic, I could discuss with you. Yeah. Actually, would you like me to try and explain the Hindu and Buddhist idea about Maya and whatever?
Not basically, that much.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
I don't know. Should I, are you curious?
I'm not sure. I don't know how much time we want to spend on
that
right now.
I mean, I don't know that we have 13 minutes left in the show, and I don't think sort of a generalized history lesson is somewhere that we can take this call right now. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Do you have any problem with the Principia Discordia and or pantheism?
Only a problem in the sense that I don't think it's true. Which is not necessarily more of a problem than to a lot of other religions.
I don't know that much about. I don't know that much about Principia Discordia.
I have no idea what that is actually.
To talk about it, but as far as pantheism goes, I've never understood that that as a separate concept. People say, well, just call the universe God, and I say, well, why don't you just call it the universe? I don't see the need to put that label on it. If people want to revere the universe, that's cool. I just don't see any reason to call that God.
No, well, I don't know. Well, I'm an agnostic pantheist, and my version of pantheism is the universe probably exists. There are physical laws about the universe that keep it running, and there are life forms with the consciousness to appreciate that the universe exists.
So far,
and if you put all those things together, that could be. You could call it. You could, if you wanted to, call that God. I don't think there's a specific.
I mean, you could, if you want, call it a hot dog, but that doesn't mean it is one.
Collectively, the collective consciousness and existence of the universe. If you wanted to, you could call it God, but you don't have to.
I don't see any reason to think, okay, you're not letting me talk, you're just filibustering right now.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't see any reason to go with you on the idea that a, universal consciousness is a thing.
Collective consciousness,
yeah.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. I've had experiences that suggest it, but those were my experiences and don't necessarily prove anything to you.
Okay. I mean, have you got evidence that exists? I mean, what's the difference between a universe with a cosmic consciousness and one without any?
A universe without a cosmic consciousness, nobody would even have the suggestion of picking up on other people's thoughts. Nobody would say exactly the same thing at the same time.
Do telephones exist in this universe?
You would never get. This was something I experienced while I was in the Church of Scientology. You would never get other people's mental image pictures. The thing is, when you're inside.
Okay. Can you? So my question is, and I'm going to hang up if you don't stop.
All right, I'm sorry.
My question is, are you aware of any experiments that have been defined that could definitively state whether this sort of telepathy is actually happening or if it's just wishful thinking / shared social experiences?
I have heard of them. I can't steer you to one at the moment.
I mean, even use your creativity. Could you come up with some kind of experiment that you could do that would definitively demonstrate this thing?
Yeah, I forget what I think it starts with an E. Is some sort of endemic or eclectic or something institute out in the Northwest or something like that.
Okay.
Did something with those cards,
cards. Yeah, that's a crock.
One card has a zero on it, or
I mean, like the thing that Bill Murray was doing at the beginning of Ghostbusters, right, where he shocks the person who's not a hot girl.
Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking of something.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. But,
that is pretty definitively bunk. It's got no scientific merit at all.
I think people perform at the same percentage as chance when they do those cards.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes they perform at a slightly higher percent. If you do lots and lots and lots of trials, then sometimes people do unusually well. But that's actually...
That's what you'd expect.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you do enough trials, you will find a suggestion of something. If
you cherry pick them,
test 10 people and say, if you test 10 people and say, this doesn't exist, that's your black swan fallacy. Mm-hmm. If you test 1,000 people and
right. But we're not saying that thing definitely doesn't exist. We are just saying that there is far from sufficient evidence to justify this really weird thing that is way outside our realm of experience.
Well, I think of the only intelligent thing that came out of 8 years of George W. Bush's administration, which is what Donald Rumsfeld said. You familiar with that?
Known knowns and unknown unknowns, something.
I
think that was a steaming pile of word salad and had no merit either.
Really, I think it makes. I think it makes first. Do you think that do you credit the idea that there are unknown unknowns? There are things that you don't even know that you don't know.
Sure, but that's not an original idea to Rumsfeld, and he didn't even say it all that well.
That's just the way.
Okay, we're almost out of time.
I enjoy the way he put it. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, yeah. Well, all right. I just wanted to thank you, being an Arisian myself, that you are definitely serving the goddess by your broadcast. Thank you.
Whatever
very much.
You say. Bye. Okay.
I'm glad we're serving the goddess.
We do our best.